December 2007. Four people rented the small restaurant on the ground floor. This is Mallapuram district of Kerala, in India. They paid 50,000 rupees as an advance payment and started renovating the restaurant. The front door had a board saying that the restaurant is under renovation and would reopen on 8 January 2008. The new furniture was already bought in. People passed through the scene daily, but never once they imagined something suspicious about it. And never in their dreams they could have guessed that the India's one of the biggest heists is going inside. How did they do it? In today's episode of Money Stories, we are going to show you the biggest heist in India that you probably never heard about. How just four men robbed the whole bank without even a gun, and why you never heard about it. So the restaurant that they bought on ground floor had the bank in the same building on second floor. But just above the restaurant on the first floor, there was the bank's strong room, where all the gold bars, jewelry and cash were kept. The plan was to drill a hole big enough to get to the first floor through ceiling of restaurant, and then crack open the strong room of the bank. Every day they would come and start the normal renovation work in the restaurant, but after some time the drilling into the first floor starts happening. It was a scary job. Even a slightest of the suspicion could have resulted in police coming over, and then the cracks of the ceiling would have told the whole story. So they had to do the whole facade of renovating restaurant. Even the chair and tiles dealers were brought in and being discussed about the interior and which things will be suited best for the restaurant. In the meanwhile, the head of the gang has been calling to arrange the disappearance of the group afterwards. His whole network was ready with the plan and was holding their breath for the moment to jump in. He very well knew the next slight issue of the area and chose to use that too in his plan. Weeks passed and the work kept progressing. The plan was set for early hours of Sunday morning, so the authority will come to know after a day and they will get away in the meanwhile. On 30th December, early hours of Sunday morning, they made a big enough hole in the ceiling to the strong room. It was too thick and was taking more time than usual to be cut by gas cutting machine, and throughout this, half of the group needed to continue making the construction sound from down below to fade the sound of machine above. Finally they were able to cut it and took away all the cash and gold bars from there. Now the problem was to get away. The toughest part of the robbery is that doesn't matter how planned the whole robbery is, you will always leave behind a trace to yourself. Head of the gang knew that, and so he himself painted the strong room's wall before leaving. On Monday, bank employees found the safe empty and two words of Naxalite phrase written in the scene of the crime: Jai Mao. Police was informed, task teams were formed, and they get on to the work. The hunt for Naxalites from that area started, but after a while police found out it to be untrue. But there was no other evidence left. Nobody could find any evidence leading to thieves. Though there were calls made to the police from different parts of the country, informing about the different location of thieves. Police even found 1 kg gold at one of the hotels in Hyderabad, but they didn't know it was all planned by the thieves. You see, head of the gang had done his research on not only how to rob the bank, but also on how to disappear in thin air after the crime. The Naxalite phrase at the crime scene, calls, and the gold at the hotel all were planted by him to mislead the investigation to opposite direction. Police team also monitored all telephone calls in the closest mobile signal towers at the location of the crime during the midnight hours of the incident. It was a big task, monitoring more than 2 million calls. The help of various mobile service providers and IT professionals was also enlisted for the probe, but nobody could find anything. Nobody knew what to do. The case went cold. Then after almost 2 months, police found out the identification of a secret phone number used by the main suspects to communicate between themselves, and that became the turning point in the investigation. Thieves were staying in a house, waiting for some more time before they can leave the country. Police made a perimeter around the house in anticipation of gun firing, but guess what? No shot got fired. When police announced their arrival, thieves simply surrendered. One of the cops recounted the incident as if thieves already knew that we are arriving. Then the question is, why didn't they run away? Another shocking thing was that the robbery news didn't get into spotlight. Newspapers and some news channel did report it, but it was very vague and too brief. Afterwards, it was never mentioned again. Some say that's because a big politician was connected to it, and his powerful friends did not want to make him unhappy, and that's why you all probably never heard about it. Who informed the thieves about arrival of police? And if they knew, why didn't they run away? Were they instructed to stay there only? And who was that powerful politician? Well, it's a mystery we might never find out. Tell us in the comments below if you have ever heard about this robbery. Also, let's see if you guys can tell me on which Bollywood movie this whole robbery is based upon. Please subscribe to the channel to get more of these videos. Also smash the like button to support the channel. This is My Money Universe.